So this is part 2 of Screencast 1. We did get cut off on the last video, so I'm just going to continue where we left off. And we were talking about the bottom of the rectangular prism, and then which also has the same area as the top of this rectangular prism. So we left off by multiplying our 1.1 millimeters times our 1.5. So we're going to go ahead and multiply those together. So 1.1 times 1.5, we get 1.65. And remember, we're just doing length times width. So that's going to give us the area of our one rectangle on the bottom, but the top has the same area. So we're going to add 1.65 again. Or we can do 1.65 times 2. We'll get to the same answer. So we get 3.3 millimeters squared. Then here's the other two answers for the other sides that I just typed in quickly. So then we have 5.6, 7.8, and 3.3. So we're going to have to add all those up to find the total surface area. So 5.6 plus 7.8 plus 3.3 is going to, always double check my work, 16.7 millimeters, and since it's area, it's going to be in square units, so millimeters squared. Okay, moving on to question number 3. So again, finding the surface area, I would like to start this problem with the two triangles. So I'm going to highlight in blue the triangle in the front. So the triangles that are opposite of each other in a triangular prism are going to be the same exact area because they are both directly across. And we have our height is 6, our base is 8. So if we remember how to find the area of a triangle, we can do 1/2 times the base times the height, or we can just do base times height and divide that by 2. So looking at this triangle, we have 6 times 8, base times height, and we are going to divide it by 2. So then we get 6 times 8 equals 48. So then we have to take our 48 and divide that by 2, which gives us our 24. So now, since we have 2 triangles, that's only the area of 1. So we're going to add another 24. So 24 plus 24 is going to give us 48, and that's going to be our meters. I'll write in meters squared. If you notice, so we did 6 times 8 divided by 2, which we got 24. But since we do have 2 triangles, if we didn't divide by the 2 and just did 6 times 8, that would actually just give us 6 times 8 is 48. That would give us the area of both triangles. Next, I'm going to use a different color to highlight. Let's start with the base. Not the base. The triangle is the base, but let's talk about the rectangle that it's currently sitting on, so the bottom. So looking at that rectangle, we have our length going this way, going back here, then I'm re-highlighting back here. That's going to be the same as this upper part, which is 12 meters. Please don't get confused with the 10 meters. The 10 meters belongs with the other side of the triangle. Okay, so we have 12 meters and then by 8 meters. So for that rectangle, we do length times width. So we're going to do 12 times 8. And then 12 times 8 is going to give us 96. With a triangular prism, you do have to be careful because not all sides may not be the same. So let's do all of these separately. So I'm going to use a different color. Let's use green. And I'm going to highlight this back part of the rectangle that we didn't do yet. So the top right here is 12. The other side of the rectangle is 6. So then we have to do 12 times 6. And again, as you can see, it doesn't mean that all of these rectangles are the same area. So 12 times 6, we get 72. And that's 72 meters squared. I'm just going to wait and write it at the end. Next, let's use a different color. Let's use yellow. And I'm going to highlight this last side, so it's kind of on a slant on this rectangle right here. And this rectangle, as you can see, we have a 10 right there and then a 12 on top. So we have 10 times 12, which equals 120. And that's meters squared. So we have now 4 numbers to add up. We have where did my cursor go? Okay, we have the 96, we have the 72, we have the 120, and then we also have the 48. So we're going to add all of these up. So 48 plus 96 plus 72 plus 120, we get 336. So our total surface area is 336 meters squared. Okay, let's see how far we can get on this next one. So I'm going to start again with the triangles. So I have this front triangle right here, which is the same as this back triangle. So if I'm trying to find the area of the triangle, I do base times height. So my base is 2.6. And then I'm going to multiply that by my height of 4.1. And then divide by 2. If we don't divide by 2, we're automatically actually just finding the area of 2 triangles. But let's just stay with these steps for now. So 2.6 times 4.1 will give us 10 and 66 hundredths that we have to divide by 2. If we divide it by 2, that's going to give us 1 triangle. So divide by 2, and we get 5.33. But then we have another triangle, so we're going to add that again. So 5 and 33 hundredths plus 5 and 33 hundredths is our 10. We're back at our 10 and 66 hundredths. Because again, I said adding another 5.33 is the same thing as like multiplying by 2. Okay, next. A different color. Let's do blue. And let's look at the bottom of this figure, which is a rectangle that's sitting on, and that's 2.6. Looks like we're going to run out of time again. 2.6 times 5.1. So 2.6 times 5.1, we get 13.26. And then we have to add another 13.26. to then find the area of that bottom rectangle.